أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي آمين ربنا زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين ربنا زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين. I'm recording this video on a request of a sister, of my sister. She requested that I was talking about how the importance of the Quran in our lives, and then she said, "Can you kindly record this and send it to me?" So I thought of recording this. So basically, last year I did um, a session, couple of sessions with kids, with middle schoolers, and I called them Fiqh of Life and Death. The whole course, but the part of the course talk about, the knowing yourself. So basically, I found it very interesting that I really want to share with all of you, and it's very crucial to know, uh, basically know everything, but know yourself is the first and foremost thing that one must know, meaning know the creator, number one, the one who created you, and yourself. So if you can see on the section, the part of that course is on that section that I the section of that course is on your screen, and you can see the second section. It says know yourself, like you, what is you. I am there, I'm just gonna do you guys do the you thing right now, and inshallah we will continue. We will continue inshallah, so with the series. The first thing, we keep one thing in mind. We are composed of four things, like personal, simple. Take a piece of paper and divide that paper into four columns. The first is our body, the aspect, the bodily aspect. The second is the spirit, the ruh, our ruh. The third is nafs. Well, I'll tell you one by one what exactly they are. And the fourth one is the heart. Now, the first is the body part. That is the biological body we can see and touch. We are consist of. This is the one part. This is not the whole thing we are. So just think about our body. Our body is so important to us. And if you think, the body is made up of what? Organic materials. They are made up of, it is made up of organic material, and all the organic materials are actually what are the products of earth. So the nourishment of the body will come from the earth. Okay, so in order to nourish, in order to keep the body alive, we need food that is produced by the earth, that are the products of earth. Okay, so what happened if somebody does not if eat or drink, for certain days of a certain time, then his body will eventually die, and this is very important aspect. It means body depends on the food. So this is not the only aspect, but this aspect is extremely important. Now the second, we have to be very careful about while we eating, what we are eating, what we are not eating, and how much we are eating, and all the, if we can say in other terms, right, in a nutrition term, like it has to be like organic or something. I'm not going to go into that part right now. Just focus, the body needs nourishment. Okay, so in order to keep the body alive, you need nourishment. Now, second part is what? The very second part is, I say ruh. Ruh. We are composed of ruh. So what happened? Where does the ruh come from? Just like the body came from the earth, is made up of earth, is going to the earth, and its food is from the earth. Similarly, ruh came from from heavens. Okay, so ruh came from up, from heavens, and will depart too. So ruh does not belong to this earth, or neither ruh has any kind of material that we know that they are like organic or inorganic material. We don't know. So basically, what comes from the from heavens except the ruh? Quran came. Okay, Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends down the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down the Quran, and so the food for the ruh, the food for the soul is what? The food for the soul is the Quran, because ruh came from the hub, from heaven, and its food also came from the heavens, and Quran came from the heaven. So the famous saying that is very wrong is what? That music is the food for the soul is totally wrong actually. Okay? Quran is the food for the soul. In order to keep your soul alive, in order to keep it nourished, what is needed? The dose of the Quran is needed. So think about it. If you have seen so many people, they have not done the Quran for so many days, so many years, so many years gone, and they have not even touched the Quran, they don't know. So it might possible their ruh has died. Their ruh, their arwah have already died, and it's not, or totally very weak, or it's very weak. So that is why it's so important. This is not the one, this is just one, as there is a second aspect. Not only that, the third aspect is what? Nafs. Okay, when it comes to nafs, okay, before I go to the nafs, that's one thing. Ruh is a very positive thing. Okay, think about it. The ruh is a positive thing. You need to, there is no negative part of the ruh basically right now. So what you have to do, you have to keep the ruh, nourished. You have to keep your ruh alive. How? You have to give it the Quran dose. That's very important. Okay, now the third portion is what? The nafs. There are three kinds of nerves, but you can say the three stages of the nerves. That's actually better to say. So the first one is like the nerve is Amara. Nafs Amara is the one who actually tells you to do bad all the time. It's totally a negative nafs, okay, and it is placed inside you. You cannot get rid of it. It's a very important portion. It's very important piece of info that you need to understand, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed this nafs in ourselves. So it's not possible for anyone, good or bad, that to get rid of that nafs. Okay, now what is needed? We can train that nafs, the nafs that actually tells us to do bad all the time, do bad. Okay, there is no need to wake up because it's very comfy and nice and warm bed, so there is no need to wake up for fajr. That's nafs amara telling you, oh, if we still have time. That's a nafs amara telling you, don't need to do, you know, who cares about why do we do so much Quran and stuff like that. It's okay, just sleep, relax, uh, so all those things that is telling us to do are actually wrong, and taking away the good, taking away the good, then it is from nafs amara. But there is another thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala placed you. How to train that nafs? Meaning, the nafs can be trained. Remember, nafs can be trained easily. Not easily, but yes, nafs can be trained. It's not like you, oh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed that thing in me and I cannot do anything. There is another stage or type of nafs that is called nafs lawama. Lawama is like the one who constantly tells you, don't do this, relax, no, do good, don't do the bad. So nafs and lawama always tells you, there is an inner voice, conscience, right? There's an inner voice that's telling you, this is not good, you're telling lie, no lies, and it is placed inside the human nature. So what is right and what is wrong? There is always someone telling you from your inside. There always a voice coming from your inside that, oh, I'm not supposed to do this, it is not good, this is not good, this is not good. Okay, yes, come, wake up for fajr, it's important, it's very important. And no, we should do this, we should do charity. And then Lafsa Amara said, no, 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 don't save your money. And Lavama said, no, do the charity. So there is a battle always going on within ourselves. And if somebody has achieved that state, meaning he has already, you know basically there is no such kind of thing called achievement. The word achieve is not good, right? He's in a battle, like we've been battling. If our lafz lawama gets the upper hand, meaning you ended up doing good, and most of the time you ended up doing good, that's very human. It's not possible that all the time you're doing good. This is not possible. That's a very wrong concept we had. Oh, she started doing quran and she starts doing this, and she or he's such a good big scholar, and now he or she cannot do anything wrong. That's not possible. That is what we do. We started having that kind of expectation towards such a person who is inclined towards the Quran and Islam and stuff like that. So this is a very wrong concept actually. So we need to understand one thing that is so important, that there is a battle. There always a battle, but you need to understand who to listen and who to decline. It is so important. So if somebody is battling, and all is, you can say, most of the time his nafs lawama is is actually controlling him, meaning a good nafs is controlling him. Then at the end of his death, end of his life, when the death approaches, his nafs will turn into, chances are very high, the nafs will turn into nafs mutma'inna. That is the state. That is the big thing. It's so important. And that is the success actually. And that nafs will be told, irji'i ila rabbik. So go, towards your Rabb. That nafs is actually so important. So this is actually, what do we learn all from all this? Now this part of us, it needs training. Our nafs needs training. We cannot just let it go. Nafs will go wild and will take us towards Jannah or will take us toward hellfire. So this is the nafs that is placed inside us. So we need to have we need to have a check on ourselves all the time. It's a battle, day in and day out. Every single minute we are deciding between two things, right or wrong. Every single thing, every single hour, you can say, yeah, what to do and what not to do. We have given two choices, an evil or good, an evil or good, or either more good or less good than you can see. So basically, if we able to train our nafs, then we will end up inshallah at a good ending, and that is a nafs mutmainna. So the fourth column is the heart. What is that fourth column? Is the heart. We are consist of what? One is the body, the second is the ruh, the third is the nafs, the fourth is the heart. Okay, qalb, the heart. Heart is so important. I will go into further details later, inshallah, about the heart. But right now, just think about a simple thing. I want to make it very simple. I don't want to go start talking, very difficult Arabic of this and that. I'm just saying one thing. The heart is the home of Iman. Okay? Where does our Iman live? The heart. By the way, the biological part of the heart is so important too. Hmm? If anything happens to our heart, it's the whole body is at risk. If our heart stops working, we die. This is our death. This is how the death is pronounced. They check the heart and that's it. Heart is not working. Simple. Death. Fine. Done. End of life. But when it comes to heart, there is two aspects. Heart is amazing organ. One is its biological aspect is extremely crucial too. So take care of your heart health is extremely important. Now second is the way important because there live our iman. Okay, what happened if there is a hole in the heart? If there is a hole, if there happen a hole in a heart, what comes out? The iman will come out. If the iman comes out, what happened? The heart will not be sound. If there is a hole or something, if something is, you can say salim, meaning something is sound. Okay, when something is sound and meaning it's not broken, then it is called salim, it is sound. The heart is not broken, meaning it, the iman it has, it stays there. Okay, if it is broken, it gets hole in it, what will happen? The iman comes out. Then it is not considered a sound heart, it is a diseased heart, it is a broken heart, it is not a sound heart. Then what happened? Remember, the one who comes, who meet his Lord, who meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the sound heart will get the success, right? The ultimate success. Qalb Salim. So this is the Qalb Salim mentioned there. If the heart is sound, meaning heart is with Iman, with there is no hole. So how did the heart get whole? Heart gets whole because of nifaq. One of the reason, it's a very important nifaq. So in nifaq, what is nifaq? Noon faq of nafaq. Nafaq means tunnel. Imagine a tunnel which has two ends, at least two ends. So it has holes in it. So what happened? Just to imagine, when nifaq meaning the disease of nifaq, there's a signs and symptoms. There's a whole lot discussion about heart actually. I'm just doing a little introduction. So what happened? So when the heart, that's say for example, the iman enters into the heart, but because of the hole, it did not, it couldn't stay long, and it came out. This is called the nifaq, meaning yes, in the heart of the munafiq, hypocrite, the iman goes in, but it couldn't stay. It can't stay longer, and it goes out by that, on and off. It comes out and comes in and comes out. So this kind of heart is called broken heart. We will go further in detail, inshallah. Then inshallah, we'll go further in details of each and every portion of this, and we'll call this series knowing series. Basically, we'll start with the knowing ourselves. We'll go on other stuff, like meaning the time is important. That the time that is given to us is extremely important because we have two lives and two deaths. And let's talk about the beyond time, what will happen when time stops. And what else we have? We are surrounded by not only ourselves, the people around us. And what kind of people they have? We have parents, relatives, family, neighbors, friends, community, hmm, and so many other stuff. So basically, and we need to understand the enemies and the strategies. So we will go, inshallah. Then inshallah we'll go and over to and into the next video, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.